STAKK Nation, welcome back to the channel.
Champions.
Yes. You see, after you've been scammed, one day the scammer is going to come back to you and tell you the exact play. But if the scammer is telling you the play, they know that they've moved on to a different scheme. Let's jump into this video and then we'll hear from you, Double O, what this guy is talking about here.
This guy.
Familiar to all of us, the Oracle of Omaha. A name dropped to this guy by people we don't know. We don't even know why he's the Oracle of Omaha, to be honest with you. Would you know why he's the Oracle of Omaha?
He is the Oracle of Omaha.
Well, Oracle of Market, shifting, and everything else like that. Because to be honest, let's just play the video.
They do sell at silly prices from time to time. I mean, that's how Charlie and I have gotten rich.
Let's roll back here and start it off.
The beauty of stocks is they do sell at silly prices from time to time. I mean, that's how Charlie and I have gotten rich. You know, Ben Graham writes about it in Chapter 8 of The Intelligent Investor. Well, Chapters 8 and Chapters 20 are really all you need to do to get rich in this world. And Chapter 8 says that in the market you're going to have a partner named Mr. Market. And the beauty of him as your partner is that he's kind of a psychotic drunk. And he is making lots of mistakes. So it's built into the system that stocks get mispriced. And if you make your buy and sell decisions based on what you think a business is worth, and you stick with businesses that you think you've got good reason to think you can value, you simply have to do well in stocks. It's a marvelous game. I mean, the rules are stacked in your favor if you don't turn those rules upside down and start behaving like the drunken psychotic instead of the guy that's there to take advantage of him.
There's a guy that is there to take advantage of them. It's a marvelous.
There's a guy that is there to take advantage of them.
Of the
that is the
psychotic
market.
drugs. Yeah.
Market that knows the game that is being played.
Who is the psychotic drunk in this situation?
You.
Oh, okay.
The people.
Okay. That's
The
interesting.
sheeps. Or the pigs that get slaughtered in the markets. I read that book. I still have that book in my audiobook. I actually have the physical book. I've read that book twice. And that same book said that the market makers, the markets, knows every single play in the book.
Right.
And that it can manipulate the markets to its own advantage. Literally, it controls the news, the media. They're telling you to buy, whereas they are exiting. It tells you how to identify good investments, but it also tells you the fact that you're not in control of that good investment in the stock market even after you found it.
So what about like, you know, all the research you do, the legitimacy of the business, you know, their, you know, profitability,
I'll give you a good example
and
right
so
now.
on and so forth. Does that not count anymore? What is going on?
How does that count? If that was the case, the market should continue to always go up. Tesla is a good example. Right now, there's serious market fall on Tesla. Why? Because according to the Intelligence Investor book, that is when the real investors are buying.
Yeah.
Because they're falling you out of the markets.
I have a question about Tesla, by the way. Just a side note. If anyone of you can answer this, please let me know in the comments down below.
Yep.
Currently, there is a global push by various three-letter word organizations, and of course, the Biden administration as well. In fact, to not sell vehicles that are internal combustion engines.
ICE, they call it.
In fact, there is a bunch of incentives to switch over to electric cars.
EVs, they call them.
So why is it that there is so much bearish activity and negativity against the one company that is doing the most to achieve this electrification they speak of?
And it's American.
It's American. Tesla is American. Why are they so negative towards the one company that seems to be trying to do the things that they're trying to aim for?
Like the Intelligent Investor said.
Let us know in the comments below. That's really something I want you guys to think about, and maybe we can discuss it. But carry on with this, sir.
No, I'm totally agreeing with you. That's the fact, folks. Leave your comments below. Why is it that when Warren Buffett exits a position that stock, no matter how good that company is, maybe the internal information that they have that you don't have, makes him exit, and then that market crashes right away?
why do articles get written about his trading activity and
After
not
he has
yours?
made it.
Yeah. Insanity.
Just remember, the same bankers that owns majority of these stocks also owns majority of the media. You need to read Intelligence Investor to realize that no matter what, you're still a pawn in the game,
Yeah.
but you need to understand how that game is played. I'm not telling you not to invest in stocks. It's the current fiat system that we're in right now. The entire bond system is based on a bunch of derivatives that the banks have created.
Right.
Your stock market is controlled and manipulated by certain groups of people, like BlackRock. We've made several videos about that.
Right.
To the point that they even have an AI tool called Aladdin that knows everything going on in the markets. So most of the time, you don't know the bottom, you don't know the top. They know that. So Warren Buffett telling you here that is extremely successful is because of the access and the information that he has. Yes, the market will crash. It's not that the market is crashing because of it's crashing. It's crashing because they want it to crash so they can exit and buy it back at the bottom.
Absolutely. Most recently, oh man, I'm forgetting this guy's name. There's this guy who was supposed to be known as a major Michael Burry. Took a massive short position on the market ahead of the market crashing, literally days ahead. That is not a coincidence. But, all your value you work for is in this pool that is straight up manipulated. So I want to understand, what is it you are expecting at the end of the tunnel? Secondly, these people are straight up out here informing all of us what is happening. Yet, it seems like no one is understanding it. That's fine. There might be other people who also say, well, but I'm not invested in anything. I'm just holding fiat. Would you say that's any different? Someone goes, I'm not holding stock, so it's fine. I'm just keeping all my money in cash. Would you say those people are safe from the scheme that is ongoing?
Well, I'll give you a good example. I'll give you a wonderful example. I had money in my Nigerian account. Let's just say fiat, Naira. Let's just use Naira for example. When I put that money in there, the currency was $1 to like 650, maybe 550, depending on the volatility of the Naira at the time. Now, as of today, it's $1 to 1,100 Naira. So my Naira has lost half of its value between last year and this year when I've not gone back to the country.
Well,
in the US, let's go to America.
yeah.
Early in the beginning of the year, right?
Yeah.
I do have money for in case of incasity, like things go bad. Government shutdown, for example. I can pay my mortgage.
Yeah.
Right? I have money saved up in my savings for emergency, but that same money has gone down in value as well because of they tell you that interest rate has gone up 7 or 8%, and the impact to us in terms of inflation is 5% to 6%. My friend, let me tell you, it's double digits because the same egg I was buying for $5.99 last year, I'm not paying $9 for this year. So that's gone up by about what, 4%, 5%, or
No,
almost 10%.
You've been robbed by 10% at the point of that purchase.
And that's just egg.
Yeah.
So the value of my money stored in the bank just for in case of trouble is also losing value. Gas prices.
Yeah.
It's another example. It's almost $4. It's gone up $1, let's say. Buying a new car because of interest rate has gone up, right? A new car is actually much cheaper to buy than a used car. But guess who's buying the used car? The poor people. But the interest rate on used cars are a lot much higher than new cars. So literally, you cannot win. Fiat is stealing from you on a daily basis. Your taxes, my property taxes went up by $7,000. I cannot exit the appreciation in my house, but I'm paying more in taxes.
Yeah.
But if the value of the house goes down, do they reduce my taxes? No. I still continue to pay the same taxes. And I cannot exit the appreciation of my house.
Yeah.
But they're out here saying, home values have gone up. So, has that increased my ability to spend?
The currency count of that house has gone up. But the value itself has been stolen. It's been extracted on the back end where you don't even see it by these people. So what would you say then? Because one thing is, we can choose to go on TikTok right now and cry about it.
Or make videos about how to get rich.
Yes. What would you say then is a means or a solid solution that people could use to protect their value against this kind of madness?
I would say over time. And a lot of people say, oh, what if I got into Bitcoin at 67K or 69K?
Yeah.
Well, that was the time of, maybe you got in because of you wanted to increase your yield. But if you got in because of the innovation or the change or the ability to store value, I don't think you should be concerned, because Bitcoin over time continues to prove the fact that even though fiat continues to steal from you, Bitcoin over a longer period of time actually restores your value and increases your value compared to the constant theft that you have in the fiat system. And the reason why we will say Bitcoin has crashed down from 69K, is the fact that the establishment may or have found out the potentials of Bitcoin, intentionally crashed the price down, just like he just mentioned, looking for that great opportunity. Warren Buffett said that you will get that weird opportunity for you to buy. So that's what they've done on the exchanges, which they control, which is centralized. They figured out Bitcoin is the answer. So why not crash the value down so that they can accumulate, which we've seen they've been buying like crazy, and now actually take advantage of a system that was designed for you to be free from them in the first place.
Yeah. Let me hammer that point one more here again. You mentioned about in protecting your value. It seems like when you have it in the dollar, like you mentioned, like you had your naira drop half of the value of it was lost.
Yep.
If you look at the dollar that we all use, unless your zip code is somehow connected to Mars, you see that we've all been robbed massively of the value that we have, right? Our emergency savings is no longer the same value before, at the time that we put it there to now. One thing I also want to point out, you also mentioned at least the Bitcoin can come back later on.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like to touch on people who bought Bitcoin at 68K. I in the previous video, I told you of a story. This actually just happened yesterday, where I went to my barber, got my haircut, and I offered, he said the haircut is $40. I told him, well, okay, it's $40. I don't have any cash on me. Do you have Cash App? He said, no. Do you have Zelle? He said, no. Can I pay with my card? He said, well, our card thing is not working. He said, we have an ATM next door, though. You can go grab the cash. I'm like, okay. So I said to him, actually, I would give you, I can go get the $50, the $40 for you, or I can give you $60 in Bitcoin right now. And in that video, he actually mentioned, because he turned, obviously, if you watch that previous video, he turned down the Bitcoin. So I went and grabbed him the $40 in cash. And when you mentioned yesterday, Bitcoin was at 26K.
Mm-hmm.
If we look at the $40 which I gave him, and let's say there was another barber and I gave him that $60 in Bitcoin, between yesterday and today, I assure you that $40 is still $40. But between yesterday and today, is the Bitcoin still $40?
Nope.
Bitcoin could have been going down. Yes, fine. But at the same time, Bitcoin also has the flip side, which is also the ability to go up.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the dollar since 1970, the direction is one, and that is down.
Yep.
Tomorrow, it will be down. Next week, it will be down. Next year, it will be down. So, when we think of, and that's it for that. I mean, I'm just going to switch topic here because I don't know what else to say. Like, that's the fact. When you think of people who bought Bitcoin at 69K just because they were hoping to make some profit, I think these are the same people that are going to buy Bitcoin again at the top.
300K.
Because you're refusing to understand the value. So, do as you will. It is what it is, right? But if you understand the value of the importance of protecting your value, then, hey, good on you as well. It's not like I'm benefiting anything from you understanding the importance of protecting your value. I think that the whole point here is that as a society, we must maintain our own sovereignty, because this is the best way for everyone. Instead of living in this environment where there's a group of people leeching on others while essentially using others as a means to an end. It's predatory, I would say. I know that's one of the favorite terms of the woke people these days, but it is what it is. Anything else you want to add to this, sir, before we wrap this up?
It's a global world out there.
Yeah.
One thing that differs is that, yes, Warren Buffett can tell you how to get rich, but he is the prime is the prime predator on top of that pyramid.
Yeah.
It's made it up there. So he moves any money anywhere. If you're not moving, when it's moving, you will lose it. Simple as that. And it's a global impact, literally global impact. And you can sell your Bitcoin tomorrow. Would it move the price of Bitcoin? No. Maybe if a big whale sells their Bitcoin, or they make the Ford news that a big whale was selling the price of Bitcoin, yeah, it might temporarily go down, just like what Warren Buffett does in the fiat system, but the price still goes up. But what you need to realize, though, is that Bitcoin is not about what's going on in the exchanges or the old stock market situation. It's the ability for you to actually hold and have your own value to you, instead of it being on the exchanges and all this madness is going on.
Well, ask yourself then, are you designed to be a champion, or are you designed to be coddled, extorted, and discarded by the supremely rich? Is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we need your help. Okay, please do us a favor. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. It really means a lot to us. Also, follow us and chat with us over at X. Our handle there is STAKK, and of course we're on Spotify. We're not published, but you know, it's coming. Until next time, brazen out.
The blow